Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here this morning to give you an update on all things Kalamazoo. Just the initial forward-looking statements, which you can read at your leisure. And just a quick overview of our corporate structure. We do have a very tight share register. Top 20 hold about 58%. And I think that's just, we also have shareholders in Novo Resources and Eric Sprott. I thought it's important to sort of just talk about what we do. And what we do is basically, it's what we call a project generator model, where we focus on growing the shareholder value by maintaining a tight share register. We do our best to get a share price increase, and we try to deliver a capital or in-specie return to our shareholders. This is really done by identifying high-quality projects where we believe that we can actually add value and create shareholder value that way. We do this by identifying high-quality projects. We do some systematic exploration. We then have clear decision points whether to continue to fund exploration and where we believe we can add value, or perhaps we might introduce a partner where we reduce our exploration costs and but maintain some exposure, or we might take action to make a liquidity event. And we also, part of our strategy is to basically to quickly and effectively and efficiently turn over projects. It's exploration 101. The more you can turn over your targets, the more you can increase your chance of success. As well as that, you can hopefully identify where projects won't actually make the grade, and you can exit accordingly. Now, it's one thing to talk about what we do, but now I'm going to demonstrate how we've done it. Since the company listed on the stock exchange in 2017, we started with some bulk trial mining of a project called Snake Well, a gold project in Western Australia. That was very successful. We then on-sold that project to Addaman Resources, who had the Kirkalocka operation just nearby. That was for $7 million. We also had a project in Victoria, which we didn't think we could add much value to, but was of value to Novo Resources, who we sold it to for $1.5 million. And then in this particular year already, we've had two quite transformational events. Firstly, starting with the spin out of our lithium assets into Kali Metals. That was in January. That's been very successful. That listed at 25 cents. It's currently at 40 cents. They're drilling now a 10,000 metre RC program. That's where we took our Pilbara lithium assets and our Lachlan Fold Belt lithium assets, combined it with Karora Resources at Higginsville, and created this new company. We retained 20% of Kali Metals, and we also did an in-species distribution to our shareholders, which at the current share price is equivalent of something like a return to shareholders of about $15 to $16 million. And then in February this year, we announced another a big announcement. It was where De Grey Mining had executed an option to acquire our Ashburton Gold project in the Pilbara for $33 million, and I'll give you an update on that shortly. I think it's important to note too, that currently at our share price, the 20% equity that we retained in Kali Metals is approximately about 80% of our current market cap, which sort of highlights how seriously undervalued we are. In the event that De Grey do exercise the option to purchase the Ashburton project, that would have generated something like $57 million for our shareholders, which if for a junior company is pretty good result. Not too many can say they can do that. So what's left? We've spun out our lithium assets. Our gold project is technically in the hands of De Grey Mining for this option period. We still have a very good gold project up in Mellana West near Hemi. We have a lot of ground that we're currently exploring in central Victoria, and we have a base metals project in Western Australia as well that we think we can see a Golden Grove analogue. So just a quick update on the Ashburton project. We acquired it from Northern Star in 2020 for nil upfront payment, but a deferred consideration of payments and royalties upon commencement of production. In the event that De Grey actually exercise that option to acquire the project, they will take on those deferred liabilities as well. What we did an updated mineral resource estimate. Came up at 1.44 million ounces at 2.8 grams, which is a very healthy grade. And in terms of value adding, we delivered a 10% increase to the grade, and we also had a very significant increase in the high confidence indicator category of resource ounces. And then in February we announced this deal with De Grey, where they have the option to acquire the project for $33 million. They've already paid a $3 million upfront non-refundable payment. They've got 12 months, and with a possible extension of a further 6 months, to do some more development studies and make a decision. Upon that, if they were to execute, they will pay us $15 million and then a further $15 million 18 months later. Now, De Grey have already initiated their development studies. They've already been on site, and they are also committed to spend $1 million on exploration and assessment activities on the project during this option period and keep them in good standing. So we don't have to spend another cent on this project during this option period. Continuing on in the Pilbara, we have the Mellana West project, which is a long strike of the Hemi deposit that De Grey are taking to production. We're along the same structural corridor. That's our project there in the red. And we've already done a lot of soil sampling there. We've identified 5 highly prospective targets. We did a small RC program in late 2022 before we got rained out. And we actually had a very significant high-grade hit of 1 metre at 10 grams at the bottom of a hole, and we now have to go back and follow that up. What we're doing there this year, this is the Wattle Plains prospect of the 2 prospects that we'll be tackling this year. We're currently in the native title negotiations, which are progressing very well. We intend to follow up that high-grade hit. And we've just done some 3D modelling, which has identified some very exciting targets for us. We have a detailed gravity survey that is starting next week, about 3,000 stations. And we hope to, with the final, when we finally receive the gravity data, we'll finish our drill program designs, and we hope to do at least a minimum of 1,500 metres of RC and diamond of 2 prospects in the second half of this year. Just an example of the 3D modelling. I thought this was quite interesting to show. This is these magnetic features. This is one of these what we call a magnetic finger that's coming up. We think that might be the causative body. We've just clipped this with this gold hit here. The gravity survey will help constrain this particular target, and by the looks of things, we need to turn the drill rig around. So that was a bit of a learning exercise. This is an example of the detailed gravity survey. It's a 50 by 25 metre grid. We have some of these very significant northeast northerly dipping structures. We have these significant magnetic features that are in the hanging wall of that structure, and we have a high-grade hit here. So this is obviously going to be a key focus for us this year. We're also pretty big in the Victorian goldfields. We're one of the largest landholders in Victoria. We have something like nearly 2,000 square kilometres of exploration licences. At Castlemaine, a historic goldfield that had something like produced over 5 million ounces of alluvial gold, as well as our South Muckleford project near Maldon, Tarnagulla and Myrtle Creek. We also more recently acquired a very large project called Mount Piper, which is very exciting for us, and it's about 1,500 square kilometres, and I'll talk about that in a further, but so we're still quite active in central Victoria. This is the Mount Piper Gold Project. We acquired that from Coda Minerals in 2022. It's highly prospective for the gold antimony style of mineralisation, that is the Fosterville and Costerville style of mineralisation. We're not too far from Fosterville, and that's the Costerfield mine there. This is all our Mount Piper project. This is Southern Cross Sunday Creek prospect. It's a project that's very exciting, new discovery, some big numbers. And we've already had some rock chips down here and a small drilling program here. We've been finding some very high-grade gold. This is our current focus at the moment. And I'll just elaborate on that a bit more. This is that area that I just highlighted there. This is a magnetic feature. There's no workings, no historical exploration, nothing. But when we get out there, we're actually finding these breccias and veins, and assays are pending on those. We've also just initiated a ridge and spur soil sampling program that is actually happening. It actually started a couple of days ago. So we're quite active in the field in Victoria at the moment, and we hope to build these up to hopefully a drilling program for later this year. We also have a base metals project. This is actually a tenement just to the north of our old Snake Well project. It was originally explored by CRA quite a few decades ago, looking for another Golden Grove VMS deposit. Golden Grove is a very large VMS and very profitable VMS deposit. We got granted this tenement in 2022. We have in this prospect, in this particular tenement, we have probably a very large chunk of the most prospective felsic stratigraphy to find a VMS deposit. We also have a lot of historical geophysical data, such as IP data, that we're actually currently reprocessing and tagging now. That data should be available to us hopefully by the end of this month, which will allow us to push forward and hopefully have a drill target there as well. And I guess the other part of where we're at the moment is that now that we've spun out our lithium assets and our Ashburton Gold project is now hopefully going over to De Grey Mining, we are proactively looking for our next advanced project. We have a demonstrated track record of acquiring successful projects and creating shareholder value. And we're very keen to replicate it. We're actually now looking for our next Ashburton Gold project, or Ashburton project. We have preferred commodities of gold and copper, hopefully copper, gold, and also lithium. And we're looking for projects that are advanced, possibly even have a small resource or some significant intersections that give us some confidence that we can actually make an economic prospect out of it. We're currently evaluating numerous opportunities, and in fact, we're getting almost a project a day coming across our desk. But we're going to be patient. We're going to be quite picky. We have a good demonstrated track record, and we could obviously destroy that very quickly with the wrong decision, and we know that. So we're going to be very patient and find the right project for us, where we believe we can repeat our success and also return some more shareholder value. So just to summarise, we have a clear business strategy where we are demonstrating that we can deliver shareholder value through a good selection of our projects and whenever we can, returning some capital or in-species distribution to our shareholders. And not too many junior companies can say that. We're very undervalued at the moment, very cheap. We're a good buy. 20% 20% equity in Kelly Metals is currently worth about 80% of our market cap. We have the potential to add next year, if De Grey were to exercise that option, another $30 million, which obviously gives us a lot of optionality, real potential upside, and obviously no need to really raise any capital. Sorry, a point I should have made earlier, whilst we've continued to turn over projects and deliver cash to the company, that has resulted in us not really having to raise much capital, and that means we don't dilute our shareholder base either. So that's part of our strategy, and if De Grey execute in the next 12 to 18 months, then we again will be in a very good position and very cashed up. We hope to build on our past successes. We've got, as you can see, we've got exploration programs on the go at the moment. We've got geologists in the field. We hope to be drilling in the second half this year, and we're proactively seeking our next big project, our next Ashburton project. And that's it for me. Thank you very much.